Hello everyone, another sleep aid here in Stardew Valley. Back to Stardew Valley. An update has been released. There's been like a couple little minor updates since the last time we played. So I had to change up some of my mods, but it still should have the same stuff. It's not a whole lot of stuff, it's just adding the polyamory stuff, which I think is neat. I'm playing this because Fields of Mistria has like a big update coming in like a week now. It's going to be even closer by the time you see this video. And I wanted to record something now, and I didn't want to record Fields of Mistria since there's going to be an update coming soon. I wanted to wait until the update. So this is basically going back to Stardew for a little bit while we wait for Fields of Mistria to update. We're on the hour instead of the longer period of time now, so let's get going. Me sell hats, okay. Hat. Deluxe fishing pole, okay. If you're feeling settled in your new home, writing to let you know that Pierre's store is now selling fertilizers. Cool. Alright, let's where's my water again? It's over here, right? Yeah, because we're on the bluegrass map. It feels like I walk slow, but I think that just might be me adjusting from Mistria, right? Like you just move faster in Mistria. Cauliflower, really nice to see. This is nice to just play a little bit of a relaxing game. It's been a stressful time around here. Sister got sick, and everyone is following suit, and I'm kind of just waiting to see if it happens to me. It seems like everyone's getting different illnesses, though, which is the weird part. Like, my sister has some sort of stomach bug. My mom is like just like a more of a normal illness, a kind of coughing, itchy throat kind of dealio. And my dad had like severe exhaustion, and then he had his allergies alongside that, his normal like regular pollen allergies alongside that, which didn't help. But he was just like wiped out to a certain degree. So it feels like it's not been the same thing for everyone, but I don't know. It could just be the same thing expressing in different ways. Who knows? Here's hoping I don't get it. I'll probably know by the time this video goes out. I don't know if there's anything behind that scarecrow, but I'm watering it anyways. Cool. Bark, bark. Bark, 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 bark. Yeah, we still don't have a silo. We really need to get a silo. But, at least, the grass is there for them to eat for now. Hi, Twig. I don't actually know what we need for the community center. Do we need a cauliflower over there? Quality crops. Okay, we're good on that. So we need to bring one of these cauliflowers over there. Hold up. I don't know if I might need those eggs. No, I don't. I wasn't sure. Fill that water. Get these berries while we're, you know, out and about. It's funny, after playing Fields of Mistria for so long, Stardew feels kind of sluggish. Every part-time I guess a saloon pays the bills. Cool. That's awesome. I'm happy for you, I guess. Seven berry levels are pretty low currently. We're still very early in game. I didn't realize how little progress we actually made last time. Kind of crazy. Alright, now the fishing is accessible. Oh wait, that fishing is already accessible. Now the, okay, that area, the furnace is accessible. Alrighty, let's find out about, stuff. The silo. I would like to know silo. Well, fuck me. It's Tuesday. I don't get to know. Looks like all our stuff is as normal, completely unupgraded. Does that include... Your backpack is upgraded by 1. So that's good to know. I guess we'll go down to the beach, see what's down there. I keep trying to use the E key to pick things up. No, you just gotta right click it. Is that... What is that from? I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. Alright. Haven't done that yet? That's crazy. That's usually one of the first things I do. I guess maybe I've been saving up for the silo. It's been so long since I played this. It was last time I played this, we were on the old layout. I was about to say the old model, but I don't use the model for these videos, so it would have been the old layout instead as our touch point. That does mean though that you can't see the energy bars easily, but I think you can still see it well enough. All right. Um, 300 wood, so that is enough. Looks like we're lacking in... I don't remember what we need for the silo. It could be that we're lacking in stone. It looked like we're kind of low on stone. It feels like we have enough wood. If we, I'm just not sure though. So we'll just go to the mines, do a little bit of mining. Oh man, I'm gonna go to the mines, and they're gonna be like so much worse than the mines in Fields of Mistria, and I'm gonna be sad. Ooh, I'll leave those berries for Linus. I will take these. Just because I don't feel like going up there. Not, he's a computer program. Come on. He doesn't care. Nothing in his thing is programmed to actually care about that. He does not mind. He gets his own berries somehow. I don't know. Maybe he's just more resourceful than us. He has different stores of berries. Oh, come on, fucker. Well, whatever. You're not gonna come after me. I'm not gonna bother. Man, only 10 floors into the mine as well. I mean, I guess we haven't had our pickaxe upgraded, so it's kind of hard to get super far. But like, come on. Yeah, we must not have done much of it all. Mostly getting our early game farm setup done last time. It's just like, it just feels weird that we had like 4 hours of footage and it didn't end up with more than that. Oh. Okay, well. Fuck me, I guess. Fuck me, dude. Fuck, dude. Awful. That was awful. Oh, man. And all of that and no fucking stairs. Are you kidding me? We're getting screwed. I need the stone. I'm going to break every single stone in this floor before they give me stairs. There it is. Fucking hell. Ah. Very easy. Stardew Valley combat is awesome, dude. I like those better. You just got a mahogany end table from one of those creatures? That's crazy. What the fuck? Come on. Oh, we're like dying. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Jesus Christ. Ooh, boy. I told you it was going to make me sad. I told you. It's just not good. mean, look, Stardew Valley is still one of my favorite games. Don't get me wrong. But the mines are pretty rough, and Fields of Mystria really did smooth up the feel of them. Well, it's like not like they're easier or anything, but man, they feel better. You actually have to like play a game. It's crazy. I would actually say they're probably maybe even harder, maybe, but it's more like it's less harder or easier, but more like you actually have to like strategize instead of just like get lucky or get unlucky. Bends. We got the bends. I mean, we made it 17 days in here, so that's like some amount of work going in there. There's a degree to which we have done things here, for sure. It's just we haven't done some of the... I guess we've prioritized things I don't normally prioritize because of the farm shape we went with. Or farm type we went with, I mean. I am glad we prioritized cauliflower, though. These things are going to make us rich as hell. And then we can take all that money and put it in corn. Everyone knows corn investments are peak. Corn stocks. Invest in corn. Legit, I don't think there's anything behind there. But I don't know. You know, it's weird. I spent all that work getting the polyamory mod, but I have not really done much work to actually get any relationships at all, much less polyamorous ones. We should work on that. Who are we romancing first? Whoever's easiest, right? I mean, it's just a matter of we gotta find an amethyst. Amethyst makes it really easy. Penny like diamonds? I don't remember if Penny likes diamonds. But the purple-haired girl whose name I'm blanking on, Abigail? I don't know why I'm blanking on it. The purple-haired girl likes amethyst because the same color as her hair. All right. Okay. Now we can get out there and see what we need to make this shed, or, well, not shed, silo. You know, it's the 17th. We still have, like, quite close on those days. Never mind. I was like, we could take all the money we have and invest it in cauliflower and get even more money. We was like, we have enough time. I think it's 10 days. I could be wrong on that, though. Do we have it in our little collections? Cauliflower. It doesn't say here. I'm not a huge cauliflower fan. I think it's only okay. It's like if broccoli was not interesting. Like what if broccoli, I mean, it's literally what if broccoli was white? And by white, I do mean in the sense that it is also bland. Doesn't have the flavor that broccoli has. That's not what I wanted. Construct farm building, that's what I want. Silo, stone, clay, copper bar. Okay, the copper bar I think is the limiting factor here, we do have some amount of clay. It's like 10 clay is what it said. I mean, if that's the case, then we really do want to go back down. And start mining some more. Start mining so we can craft. Here we go. Fuck you. Fuck you. Ooh. And there's our exit out of here. Going much better today. Fuck. Monster Compendium. Monsters have a small chance to drop double loot. What the fuck? Like, what do I... Learned a new power. Wow, okay. That, I don't know that one. Is that new? I guess maybe? So the thing is, like, when they made that update, I hadn't played in quite some time anyways. The update that I started playing this for the sleep aid for, the 1.6 update. So because of that, like, there was like several updates I had missed anyways. So I don't actually know what all is new from the 1.6 update, or yeah, I guess in this case, or at this point, past 1.6 update, and what's new from updates that happened before then, right? Like the island, the Ginger Island thing, that was entirely new to me for a while. There, got his ass. No, 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 no. Oh my god. Fuck. I keep trying to jump like it's Fields of Mystria. Fuck. I'm lucky. Most of them are coming from the north. Jesus Christ. That was awful. I've got to get a better sword. I know we'll get one soon enough in the mines, but man, it is rough out here. Oh no, what the fuck? Not again. Why do you get to do this again? off, dude. You can't do that twice to me. Come on, man. That shit's not fair. What the fuck? God damn it. Ah, oh, it's so annoying. Barry. All right, we'll go back to our place. Okay. How are we doing on clay? 10. We have 10 exactly. Okay. So we now have exactly what we need to make a silo. I guess we could have used those berries to get us through the cave a little bit. Some of the ones that we brought with us. But they wouldn't have done much. It's better off selling, I think. Okay, we have everything we need there. I forgot. We need to have the coal in hand. Another thing Mistria does better. It just has everything available to you from your chests. Use up some of our energy, last remaining energy here. Get us a bit more wood. I don't think do we actually need wood for the silo? I don't even know. I don't remember. But we can get some of this chopping done. Oh. Yeah, okay. Let's not test it anymore. I'm gonna go over to the saloon and just say hi to people. Get a little bit of the attention. Some of the heart energy. Hey kid, you're too young to be moping around a place like this. I'm not moping. Fuck off. Crazy power. Rare and powerful magic rings forged long ago by forgotten civilizations. Okay. Is that true? Could be in this game. What do you need? Fuck off. Come on. No one in there. Okie dokie. I mostly care about women anyway, so... Back to the farm we go. Back to the farm again. Back to the farm again. Uh-oh. Okay. Grab our copper bar. Our copper bara. Hee hee. Okay, not a whole lot of money, but... Meow. Okay. Rain makes it a little easier. Yeah. Still need to do chicken stuff. In fact, it's more important than ever because I can't come out of the farmhouse today. Gotta pet him. Have I been forgetting that? I hope not. You gotta pet him. Oh. Yummies. Berries. Lovely berries. Yumma yumma. I love berries. Just the most fuck. Too early. Down to the beach. Ooh, berry. Yumma yumma. Big, big flavor. Another one. Ooh. Oh, that's in the water. Fuck. What the fuck? It was like... it was Looney Tunesing it. It was fucking Wile E. Coyote standing over the gulch. It dropped in. What the fuck? Okay, well, I don't know if I need any wood for the... I'll have to find out. If I don't need any wood, I'll come back down and build that bridge. I literally looked at it not long ago. I'm pretty sure it's just the stone, the clay, and the copper. I literally looked at it not very long ago. I don't know why I've completely blanked on it. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes. Where am I putting it? No, I definitely don't want to put it right there. Block the fucking river access. Yeah, sounds great. Just put it behind my house. Honestly, it doesn't... I don't need to access it directly, so... I don't hate that. And yeah, didn't use any wood, so let's go back down to the beach and build that bridge, and then we can go collect the goodies. Oop. Get that bridge fixed. Mm-hmm. What the fuck? This is my first time playing Stardew since playing Fields of Mystria, and I just gotta say, like, it really does remind me how good Mystria is. Like, Stardew's a good fucking game, and yet Mystria just makes it it just like runs circles around it. Like it must be that just Mistra has a full dev team, and Stardew Valley has Concerned Ape, who is like 5 devs all in one person, but he's still on his own. You know, drawing sprites. I don't know if you saw this, but like there was a post of that Concerned Ape made that showed his like setup for when he was making the sprite work for Stardew Valley, and like his desk was a series of cardboard box that his monitor was balanced on. Like it was not good. And like it was not good. Like that was his desk, was just cardboard boxes. Like he was like, I think he was standing up in front of the cardboard boxes and like using his mouse to draw the fucking sprites. Like insane behavior. Like what the fuck? How did you make a game this good that way? And then, you know, Fields of Mistria just takes the same formula, the same cycle, gameplay loop. There we go, gameplay loop. That's the word I was looking for. And just like makes it better. It just does everything Stardew Valley does, and it does it better, and it adds a little bit more on top. And it's not even done yet. That's the craziest thing about Mistria, is that it's not even done yet. Oop. Like it's hard to even imagine what Mistria will look like when it's finished, because just how good it is already. I just recorded this the day after doing the Next Fest demos, the Steam Next Fest demos for February 2025, and some of those games were like so unfinished. Those are like demos, right? Those are like, that's not even like early access. Those are like demos. They're theoretically supposed to judge whether you want to buy the game based on those demos, right? And it's crazy to me just how unfinished they are. And then you look at like Mistria. Like I guess Mistria is unfinished insofar as like it doesn't have It doesn't have all the story done yet, or all the relationships done yet. But like the game is so nice. It's so smooth. Oh, it's just so fucking good. Fun to play. And some of these demos I played, like I was really disappointed by Doll's Nest. Unfortunately, Doll's Nest was a game I was actually looking forward to. It's supposed to be like Armored Core, but you're playing like a more of a Mecha Musume type character, and you're like an armored doll. It's pretty cool. I like the concept, but it's also it's a little bit more Dark Souls than Armored Core is, which is funny to say because it's the same company, but you know what I mean. It has the Dark Souls like bonfire mechanics and such. But it just is not fun to play. It just completely lacks the sauce of a mech game. It is like, what if you made mechs clunky like a Dark Souls character? You know, it's like that's not what I wanted at all. I feel like you can't make mechs like that and have it be fun. Like it just doesn't work. And because of the way they set up their lock-on, because their lock-on doesn't even work like Dark Souls. Their lock-on is like worse than Dark Souls as far as that goes. But it really incentivizes you to stay away from everyone else and just like take pot shots at them from afar. It's just really boring gameplay. I should have fucking taken the sniper build, actually, now that I think about it. When I started, I chose a mid-range build because I expected, like, there to be anything going on. Did you see that when I picked that up, the fly paused? That's awesome. I love that. Like, genuinely, I actually do. I think that's good. Give me some iframes. Back in the mines again. Back in the mines again. Ooh, got a level up of some kind. Love to see that. Okay. And this time, we managed to get a full energy bar in here. Even though we're doing all this, but you know, we get a lot more copper this way, and then we could probably get a little further, hopefully, unless we get attacked by bugs again. Attack, swarm of bugs. Fuck. Alright. You just gotta get them into a stun area where you can stun lock them. Like, that's just the game. Oop. Poor timing. But we did get this guy stun locked, so, you know. Fuck. Okay, at least we got crit there to finish it off before it did another hit. There we go. We made it to 14. Finally. We made it past the floor 13, the unlucky floor. Nah, 13's lucky for me because I'm a vampire. Yeah. What is, I don't know what do vampires say. They go nya, I think. I think the thing about vampires is that they definitely go nya. Okay, I'm not seeing a whole lot I actually want down here. I might just go ahead and take the stairs. Maybe we'll check over here just to see. Oh. This one, if they're just one of them, I can handle them pretty well. Okay, I'm just gonna go. If we hit 15, we get a new elevator point. Yay. New elevator unlocked. I don't know if it's worth going any further. I guess while we're here, we might as well check out this floor. See if there's anything good here. Yeah, it's just amazing the differences you'll see. And like, you know, I think a similar thing is happening with the new Elestrals sim. I don't know if you've been keeping up with Elestrals at all. I certainly have. He actually sent me a box not too long ago. Should be up on the channel soon. The opening of that box. Very kind of them. And the Elestrals Clash went into beta recently, and it was just completely broken. It turns out it was exactly one card that was breaking it. So hopefully it's a lot better to play, but it does feel weird that it's like, it's still, even if when you fix that and it works fine, it still is like missing like 80% of the cards or something like that. And it's like, that's like beta? It's just like interesting. All these different companies have like such different, even like within the indie sphere, because all these companies are indie that I'm talking about here. Even then, there's still like such a wide gulf between what they view as beta or like, you know, in early access, in development, what's acceptable for players to be accessing currently, you know. I find that fascinating. Not like a shade to anyone at all, but it's just interesting, you know. I don't really have a problem with it, right? Like, who gives a shit? I mean, I guess with the Elestrals thing, I'm a little worried about it because I do want Elestrals to succeed, right? That's the, and I guess the, you know, the Doll's Nest, I'm a little disappointed it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, right? But like, I don't know, it's not no skin up my nose. Normally I say no skin off my nose. That time I said there's no skin up my nose. What the fuck? What is her problem? Is she allowed to say that? right, level 2 mining. Greenhorn. I have a request for you. I need a fresh cauliflower. Well, I will certainly have one right now, in fact. Where'd cat go? There. There you cat. Enjoy, cat. Yeah, I'll get Jody that cauliflower right away, ma'am. I don't argue with older women. I just say, yes, ma'am. Oh. I wonder, you know, I should do an Animal Crossing on this, on the sleep aid at some point. Oh, that's a gold star cauliflower. Oh well, it's fine. It would make a lot more, it would make money if we sold it, but we could just wait for a cauliflower, but I don't think that's a good idea. I might forget. In fact, I should probably take a look at all my quests and see what needs to happen. Cap'n. There is a plant. Oh wait, there's a plant behind that. There's not a plant behind the scarecrow. I don't think. Initiation, enter the Adventurers Guild. Level 40 in the mines. Give someone a gift. Oh, I haven't given anyone a gift yet? Huh. Buck. Buck. Oh, now that we have the silo. Try not to cut the bluegrass though, because the bluegrass hopper is empty. Build a silo. Oh wait, the silo's not built yet, right? Fuck. Shit. God damn it. I'm a moron. Alright. I'm a rube. I forgot it's not instant. Wait. Those are two, there's two things right there. Are they watered? They are watered. Okay. Whew. Okay. Onward, outward. Oh yeah, the map doesn't show you where anyone is. You just have to know. Oh man. Every day I become more and more mystery pilled. Jody. Just what I wanted. It's gonna go perfect for my yellow curry. Oh wow, you make curry. This is kind of crazy. She seems too white for it. Go, white girl, go. It's the 19th now. Oh. It's a cutscene. Is this the one where the Joja Mart guy comes in? I think it is. Welcome to Beers. How can I help you? Yep, it is. I've seen this one 1,000,000 times. A him. A him. Whimper. Come and get it, folks. Coupons for 50% off your purchase at Joja Mart. 50%? I hate both of these guys, but I hate the Joja Mart guy more, obviously. Well, any takers? I can't match those prices. I'd be selling at a loss. Well, the thing is, he is too. It must be so difficult for you to lose your loyal customers like that. But can you blame them? Jojo Corporation is clearly the superior choice. Soon the whole town will realize that. How much is that? 10,000. 10,000. 12 days. Oh, okay. Well, that wasn't going to happen anyways. Bye, Pierre. The one thing about these new 1 hour long Sleep Aid Let's Plays is that the time sure does fly by quickly. But man, is it a lot easier for me to deal with as far as a editing process and just like getting time to record. And hopefully it'll mean there's just going to be more of them in the future here. I mean, hell, you got 2 within the span of like a month, within a month, I think, within a month's time. And I'm hoping to have a Mystria one out later in the month too. So this might be like the new regular thing for like solo Let's Plays. I mean, I might dip into a Total War again, but we'll see. I have to be honest, most of the other Total War games don't really appeal to me as much as Empire does. Like, they're fine. They just don't grab me the same way. I think the one that I guess would grab me the most is like Rome, I guess. I used to be a big Rome person, but like I wasn't really interested in Rome so much. I mean, Rome's interesting, sure, but I was more really interested in the people around Rome, right? I think the ancient Germans are really interesting, and I think the most interesting part about them is like how little we actually know about them. Like the Nazis lied a lot about them, and like people who inspired the Nazis lied a lot about ancient Germans, and hell, the Romans themselves lied about the Germans as well. And that's where the Nazis kind of get a lot of their ideas, because Romans would lie about like how cool the Germans were to be like, we should be more like them. Fuck, it's spring. I should have been checking the fucking onions. I have not been checking the onions this entire time. But what we do know about them is actually like very different from the idea we kind of get from the Romans, and later historians basing their ideas on the Romans. Like, tribal law amongst the Germans was something that if you tried to implement today would be considered like socialism. Like, it's not socialism, to be clear, but like it is like some sort of proto-socialism, but with a patriarchal like oligarchy, I guess. It's very interesting. It's hard to have socialism without a capitalism to bounce off of, really, but it's super interesting. I think the Germans are quite interesting, but the Parthians are also very interesting. It's like not just to talk about white people, right? Because the Romans are also interacting with all sorts of different races. And Roman conceptions of race are actually quite interesting as well. I mean, to the Romans, anyone who wasn't Italian was a different race to them, right? But like race is not the same thing that we think of in the modern context, because our modern ideas of race are built out of slavery, right? It's a tool of capital to turn like to justify the turning of people into capital themselves. And so their idea of like these other peoples around them is like so different, but it rhymes still, right? It's not like they're not racist, right? They're still racist. They're just like differently racist. They conceive of the differences between them differently, and that's why you had like Romans who would adopt like people who you would consider different races into Roman society, like the famous Arminius. Although Arminius eventually betrayed Rome, he was considered a Roman up until the point where he betrayed them for his German kindred, right? And this would also go for any number of other people we would consider like black today, like our African descent. And so with those things, with those like BBC shorts with the black Romans that all the right wingers got completely like just pants on head insane about, that's like something that actually happened, right? Including in England. You might have had people of African descent. Ah, fuck. Living in the Roman garrisons in England. Although more likely, you would have had a lot of English people, frankly. You probably would have had some amount of troops from afar. But a lot of the thing that they don't tell you about the Romans is that a lot of their army consists of whoever happens to be nearby. Late period Rome, when you're talking about like late antiquity, most of the army is actually just Germans that they've hired, German mercenaries, which gets them in a lot of trouble because they're paying these mercenaries not in gold but in land. And when you stop conquering places, you stop getting land to give to people. And then everyone gets very angry because they're not getting paid. And you have all these like well-trained veteran German mercenaries that are like, well, what if I just sack your capital instead? Of course, by that point, Rome was hardly a capital worth talking about. Like, everyone always mentions that there's like a quote from the Roman emperor at the time who's just like, whatever. Because he actually, he freaks out at first because he thinks the person who's telling him about Rome being destroyed is talking about his pet chicken who is named Rome. But it turns out they were talking about the actual city of Rome, and he was like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." But like, and a lot of people consider him mad for that statement. But I think what people don't understand about that is that by that point, Rome didn't mean anything. It was all like Constantinople was like the shit at that point. Fuck. Who? The only people who gave a shit about Rome were the people who were sacking it for money. And after so many sackings, it kind of ceases to be worth sacking. Of course, at that point, it was easy to just be like, okay, I'm just going to claim all this land then. Here's another book. What is that? What does all this do? Is it in there now? No, it's just like not in here. Okay. Maybe that one's just experience points for foraging? I don't know. Don't know what's going on with that one. I got in a big thing about Rome, apparently. Well, to be fair, my capstone in undergrad was about Rome. We didn't have a classics professor or degree at my university, so we didn't even have any classics classes. But I do love Rome, like the Roman history, obviously. For some reason, my capstone, we had like a theme to ours. And the theme for ours is like, instead of just being able to do what you wanted, we had like a theme for ours. And for some reason, our theme was war stories. But you know who wrote one of the first war stories that we still have? Well, I guess not. That's not entirely true, but I guess one of the first-person war stories we still have. And that's Julius Caesar. Although Julius Caesar didn't actually write it. He had someone write it for him, and then he put his name on it. Is a classic ghostwriting situation. It's literally classic. Stupid. This will be the last day, I think, and we'll call it. So yeah, I wrote a lot about that. So I know a lot about that. I learned a lot about that, but I learned a lot about the rest of Roman history just from pure interest, you know. It's actually, the Caesar's conquest of Gaul is actually a quite interesting thing to examine as like an early piece of propaganda, right? Like I wouldn't say it's hard to say it's the first propaganda, because like you can go back further than that. Like, for instance, the word Sumerian, which we use to describe the Sumerians, which are like one of the first civilizations ever. That word is not what the Sumerians called themselves at all. They actually call themselves something completely different. I don't remember the name off the top of my head. The word Sumerian is actually an Akkadian word. Akkad being an empire that comes after the height of the Sumerians, or at least the first Sumerian empire. And the Akkadians, it's just the Akkadian word for person who doesn't speak Akkadian, right? So Sumerian just means someone who doesn't speak Akkadian. Like, so we've called them Sumerians just from Akkadian texts that were just like these non-Akkadians over here. And we just assumed that was like the name that they call themselves, but no, that's not the name they call themselves at all. I think it was like Kungir. I could be wrong on that though. I think it was Kungir that they called themselves. Like, don't quote me on that though. But yeah, that's just like, but yeah, it's crazy. But like, it is Caesar's Conquest of Gaul is a very early example of political propaganda. And, you know, it worked pretty well until he got stabbed. It really raised his gravitas. Because yeah, before that, Julius Caesar was like a nobody. Like, obviously he was part of the fucking triumvirate, but he was like the third part of the triumvirate, right? Crassus had the money, Pompey had the military victories, although Pompey's military victories, very funny. They mostly come from him just swooping in when a conflict is almost over. I just realized I just started another day. Okay, we'll just go one more day, I guess. Oopsie. Pompey's military victories come from him just like swooping in after other people are about to win a war and finishing the campaign for them, and then he gets the fucking glory. Julius Caesar, comes from a lower family. Who kind of country life is going for you? How's the country life going for you? I just learned about it here, so I'm proud of what you're doing. Love, Dad. Found an envelope with some money Grandpa left for you. Awesome. And so Julius Caesar, has a lot of work to do to raise his gravitas to a point where people actually respect him enough where he can kick out the other two fuckers. Because, all three of them were planning to kick out the other two fuckers and take over. C'est la vie. But yeah, it's very funny. And but yeah, Caesar's Conquest of Gaul, a romanticized telling of him. I mean, for one, he was very good at military stuff, and he successfully takes over Gaul, right? Which, you know, he was put in Gaul as like a way to get him out of everyone else's hair. He was not supposed to win, right? It was a losing battle, and he won it. So he's not to discount his military, and he's actually more of an actual military, you know, smart guy than Pompey is, right? But Conquest of Gaul is basically like a retelling of that also, you know, fucking heavily emphasizes his greatness alone and not any of his, you know, the people who worked for him. It is a work of fascist propaganda, you know, early, you know, not, you know, fascist in a colloquial sense, not a, it's more, you know, obviously it's imperial rather. Fascism as an ideology hadn't fully developed yet, but it is proto-fascist, right? It's just hard to apply like these modern day political terms to basically anything before capitalism, right? That's like the key right there, is that capitalism has like so significantly changed the political and economic landscape that applying these terms to the land, like the pre-capitalist landscape, just doesn't quite fit. But I think it gets across the feeling, and I think it's actually more useful than people give it credit for. Like, how different really is a kingdom from a dictator? Like a king from a dictator, right? And the answer is, there's actually quite a bit of difference, but to a lay person, not much. It's like, actually the difference, weirdly enough, is that kings have a lot more restriction on them than dictators do. But the only reason why they do have that kind of restriction on them is that, you know, lords below them had a lot more power. You know, it's not like the people had power to stop their king, although I guess they did to an extent. It's called revolution, but the more likely place for revolution was, you know, lords, you know, lower nobility. I mean, hell, Tsar Nicholas was, or no, not Nicholas, Peter the Great, was like traumatized at a very early age by an assassination of his parents that almost got him too, and he had to flee Moscow. He never wanted to return to Moscow, so he moved the capital of Russia to St. Petersburg and built a whole city there in the middle of a goddamn swamp, to be closer to Europe, so he could be more European and less Russian. Because the thing about the Russian nobility is that they were very Russian, right? They follow a lot of Russian tradition. That the Russian nobility, like the Tsar, didn't necessarily follow as much. Like the boyar had more of the tradition behind them, right? And so you have that kind of weird, I hesitate to say check and balance, but it kind of is what it is. The nobility had a lot more power than you might expect against a king. Lower nobility, I should say. Whereas with a dictatorship, you know, I guess theoretically anyone can take over, But dictatorships typically have arrayed the yes men in such a way where it's actually really hard to do so. Like, Stalin lived quite a long time. Hitler would have lived longer if he hadn't fucking taken his own life because of his, colossal military failures. How long did Franco live, right? Extremely long. So there are significant differences, but like, if you're trying to convey like what's the difference between a Roman emperor and, fucking Hitler or Mussolini, I guess more. Mussolini's actually probably more apt. I don't think there's much point in delineating much to like just an average person. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird like that. I mean, like, if the average person wants to go deeper, sure, yeah, fine. But if you're just like casually talking with friends, I feel like it's fine. You're allowed to mince words a little bit. Damn, I have to leave now. Go drop off all our stuff. Oop, I missed the click. I was trying to do a drive-by click on that and I missed it. I went on a long history ramble this episode. I guess let me know in the comments if you like that. Or if you want me to stop doing that. I could see either way. Especially, considering the topics bringing up. I don't know. At this point, you should be asleep by now, right? Well, I guess it's only an hour in. Like, these hour sleep aids, I should expect you to be listening to or watching more than one before you actually get to sleep. So who knows if you're asleep by now or not. Although, honestly, if it takes you an hour to get to sleep, that's kind of crazy. You should get that looked at. It used to take me that long sometimes. Like when I was a kid, I was really bad with the insomnia as a kid. And then as an adult, I got this thing called melatonin, and it completely changed my life. Melatonin is my best friend. It's so nice. Literally, if you have like a huge trouble sleeping, you should try melatonin. Now, the thing is, if you're going to try melatonin, you should try a small dose. It's hard to get them. You have to get like a child's dose for some reason. Like a 1 milligram is what you want. This is just well done. You can't avoid meeting everyone. The reason for that is... I should go in the Adventurers Guild too. Melatonin is just not effective at higher doses, and I say that it's not a bullshit thing. This has like legitimately been studied. For some reason, melatonin works better at smaller doses. This is just a guess. This is not scientifically valid in any way, shape, or form. This is just me guessing, someone who doesn't know anything at all. But it reminds me of when you get when toddlers, I guess, get overtired, right? They get so tired that it just winds them up and they can't get to sleep really well, and they start like getting rambunctious instead. I think that's kind of what's going on, maybe. Again, could be completely wrong on that, but I don't know. It's definitely something though. You have to keep your dose low, which you should be doing anyways. You should start your dose low and then build up as needed, like with medication. Generally speaking, obviously take the recommended dose, but like you build up tolerances to things over time, And so, like, unfortunately, I've kind of built up a bit of a tolerance to the melatonin. I'm not naturally producing as much melatonin as I was before. But the melatonin still works for me. It just doesn't work as well as it once did, right? So it's still a lifesaver. I just wish I was still getting the wonderful melatonin sleep I was getting before. But it is what it is. C'est la vie. C'est la vie. I gotta practice my French. I'm so bad at languages. Like I know a lot. I know a little of a lot of languages, unfortunately. But I don't know a lot of any one language. I took a lot of French in high school. Took some German in college. I've learned a lot of Swedish and Russian. I used to like be really into learning obscure languages. So, like I spent some time trying to learn Nahuatl. I know a tiny bit of Japanese just from osmosis and from the trip I went over there. But I just don't know any one language like completely, and not nearly to the degree I know English. And like I think part of the problem is like I talk in very specific ways in English. I like to word things in very specific ways. And when you don't know a language, it's hard to do that, right? You don't know all the words, so you don't know how to exactly translate the way you say things in English. And like I have a really decent, I'm not to brag or anything, but I do have a pretty wide vocabulary in English, and it's hard to make up that kind of vocabulary in another language. But yeah, it is what it is. Ooh, rainy day to start off fun next time. All right, great place to end it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're sleeping well. If not, remember to try that melatonin thing I was telling you about. I think it'll do well for you. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Good night. Hey there. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got a lot more for you if you want them. Just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. I'd also appreciate if you left me a like and a comment, and maybe shared the video around with your friends. You can also follow me on all the usual social media sites. Just check out my website in the description below for more info. My videos are funded by my patrons and YouTube members, whose names you'll see scrolling by in these credits here. For just $1 a month, you too can find yourself here, trapped in my end screen for all eternity. In particular, I'd like to thank Haru Hayes, Flea Kill, Frog Prince Michael, the Almighty Ferret Lord, and Fire Mizumi. A big thanks to all my other patrons and to my little community as a whole. Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful whatever time it is for you. Bye-bye. Sleep well.